days. Just a quick recap. Here's my handy dandy little PowerPoint, if you will. I think it's only like 5 or 6 slides. So we're going to keep this super short. All right, so what do we currently have in the community? We actually have about 997 Vellum players. We have 861 plus that keeps going up for Arma, for Forger, and then we have 724 with Squad. So the numbers that we had last time were a third of each of these numbers. So we've grown over 100%. I think it's like our growth rate is at 400 something percent. Is our growth rate, which is awesome. Cedars is about 326 with this role. This is huge. We're going to come back to Cedars later, as well as the Arma and Squad role later. Right now we have and we still currently do, and we will have for the longevity of this community, a diverse subject matter expertise for those that are new, or for those who don't know. We have people from all ages, all walks of life, all kinds of different jobs that pertain specifically to a lot of the tactical side of the house, as well as the medical side of the house here in TWS. So if you see someone with a cadre, a mod tag, feel free to stop them, asking me questions. Same thing with the guides. If you see them have a community guide tag, hit them up. We're still maintaining the hobby focus over another job. Again, this place was designed for more of a, hey, you come home from a long work day, you just finished your midterms at school, and you just want to get on, play tactically with the boys, and have a good time while doing it. Not really no requirements. Again, still maintaining that theme that has not changed. Our server box, we still have the server box with 12 server slots. We are still fleshing that out, but for the most part, this is going to be a huge work in progress for a lot of the time. Okay. Now for the website, we do have a website. So you're going to go to https://thewarfightingsite.com. The www don't that's messed up. Instead of www, just put https://thewarfightingsite.com. Check that website out. We actually are looking for your feedback, please and thank you. Go to that website, scroll through it, and say, hey, look, this is great. This is not so great. And we can move from there. Yeah, if someone wants to throw down the link down in the side chat, https://thewarfightingsociety.com. Now, server subscriptions and products to support infrastructure, i.e. the server box. All right, so we've had multiple discussions at the individual level and at small group levels at the staff level, which is, right, we are not trying to say, hey, you need to pay for this. However, if you want to help, by all means, just go to the server subscriptions or server products channel at the very top, and then help out where you can. I'll leave it at that. Don't need to hit that any further. Right now, we have a full-time development group, community managers, community guides, cadre, and a creative team and other supporting roles. If you want to get in on any of those things, just open up a ticket. They will tell you what is required of you, if the rules are filled, et cetera, and then you guys can hop in there. I know a lot of people have a lot of experience. They have a lot of knowledge, and the more the better. So if you are looking to help out or take a little bit more responsibility within the community, that is how you can do so. And I always put, among other things, we can't disclose yet until given permission. So we have people in this Discord under all accounts that are just kind of watching who we are and what we turn into before they kind of do the whole surprise, this is who I am. And then, yeah, I'll leave that there. All right, so building our collective future and community blueprint. I read this every time we do one of these because this is just a reminder for everybody, a gentle nudge, like, hey, this is who we are. The goal, mastering move, shoot, communicate through maneuver warfare. We are refining real-life tactics for video game mechanics to ensure maximum lethality, and then transparent knowledge. Rising tides raise all ships, right? So we are not going to gatekeep any knowledge. If you guys want to learn something, there is no, oh, well, you're not this X, Y, or Z. No, if you want to know something, ask. Everyone's going to help. Collective mastermind. So we live by zero ego. Knowledge is shared. Debate is tactical, not personal. We haven't had any crazy drama, and we like to keep it that way. If you guys have any issues between anybody, please, keep it in the DMs, et cetera, et cetera. But no ego here. For the people who've joined recently, who've never been in one of these, we try and keep it very, very humble. Everyone here is for a good time. The second it becomes not a good time, we're just going to remove those two parties and say, hey, look, you guys can cool off and then come back later. I've already hit hobby over job. The 7 training pillars. So right now we have been working at this tirelessly. Our small unit tactics, that is active and growing very quickly. Awesome to see. Supporting arms. We actually, the Cadre Aristotle just held a supporting arms class for machine guns. Was awesome to see. So that is very active. Mechanized. So anything with vehicles and armor, we're still waiting for our squad servers to populate because there's vehicles there, as well as Reforger and Bellum. Those things are still kind of, we need more people who are interested in armor to kind of be like, hey, we want to start going over armor stuff. And then we will open that lane. Air, so Failseed. Failseed, what do you got for air?
Okay, things have been kind of crazy for me medically. I'm sure the pilots have heard about that, but other than that, we've got drills rolling on Wednesdays, so to prep for ops on Sundays. Solar and a few other guys are putting together the community event coordinators. So we've got quite a bit going on the Reforger side for PVE, and there's also MilSim that is growing. That we're trying to build a unit there. We'll be working with the ground guys here soon on the MilSim units on Wednesdays when we're doing drills, kind of cross practice if we need to, like insertions and other drills. There's there's sorry, my daughter walked in. Um, we have cast class coming up soon. We've got other drills for formation flying. So all of the flight stuff is doing really good. If I could just get my medical stuff going well, get me healed up, we really should be rocking and rolling. So I got to go soon though. So if you guys do have any questions for flight, please let me know now, and I'll try to get to them in chat.
All right, cool. Thank you, Failseed. Next is gonna be sustainment. So we have a few guys that are real life EMTs, paramedics, the likes. Um, if you are interested in medical stuff, also submit a ticket. We can get you guys in there. We're trying to, it's a work in progress status because it's there, but we need more, right? If you have real life experience, please, we need you guys. We do these classes not only for games, but this also helps with real life emergencies as well, right? Learning how to save someone's life IRL would be awesome. Now, as far as reconnaissance, so this also falls in line with the high speed, low drag, like John CAG, like, hey, we're so CAG. That's still a work in progress. We have people who are this job background. However, we're still waiting for the milsim to kind of get up off the ground before we start implementing like more specialized roles, the cool guy stuff. Once the basic infantry level stuff is set up, then we will be able to push onto this. Leadership, command structure, radar procedures, tactical decision games. This is very active. We do this all the time. It's very rarely like scheduled way in advance. It'll probably be like a pop-up training, but we do this more so in game, like on the job training, where you're actually in game and you're learning through experience with this kind of stuff. Um, but there is the seven training pillars. Again, if you are interested in any of these, just drop a ticket. Now, our roadmap. So we established this server back in February 17th of 2026. This 1 month, 12 days old. That is incorrect. We are a little over 2 months now. As you can tell, we have smashed a lot of these goals, right? Our 90-day goal, sorry, the dogs are barking. Our 90-day goal was to have 500 members. We are at 60 days and we have, what is it? What's count? Almost 1,500. So we are way past our goal there, which is awesome. Um, we've completed all the 30-day goals. We're still missing for a 60-day consistently seed Reforger servers. We have a PvP and a PvE server. Let's try like really as a community. There's like let's get the PvP server going, right? Um, there's no reason for us to have it if no one's going to use it. And I think it would be a great way for us to refine our tactics and refine our play and refine our community to just do person versus person instead of person, player versus player instead of player versus everyone. Because the AI is cool, but like there's nothing beats like beating another person that's living, breathing, thinking human being on the side of the screen. So I really want to hit this. This is going to be the focus over the next 30 days, consistently seeding our Reforger servers. Okay. 90-day goals that we've already hit, like we said, the nice to have 200 attendees. So this is collective across the board of trainings, across the board of events. We actually, I think, put out about 400 to 500 people. So this is good. Our win rate, I can't even tell you. Like I don't know the exact statistic, but it's way over 60% for our win rate, hands down. That is simply because there's so many of us. We kind of just mob in a good way. Sometimes in a bad way, but we'll get to that later. Um, Coming back to the consistent 24/7 Reforger participation. Again, we have these servers, right? Everyone's in Bellum, awesome. But like we said before, we have 700 something people with the Reforger role. Let's start pulling that up, guys. Let's get that one up to speed. We do have a license. This is not completely checked. We do now have 2 licensed squad servers. We just need to seed it. We've successfully seeded it, I believe, 2 to 3 times. We just need more people to help seed it. Remember, we have 900 Bellum roles, 700 Reforger roles, and like 500 squad roles. We can get like 50 people, 100 people out of the 500 to help seed the the squad server stuff. Okay, um, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at for our goals. Now, for before I open up to questions, does anyone that's currently up here on the stage, do you have anything for everyone else? And then I'll answer questions in the side chat as you guys talk.
Cadre side's good.
Yeah, flight's good.
All good here.
Community's good, unless you want me to touch on it.
If you have anything, Jedi. If not, I'll just push to the questions.
If anybody is wanting to contribute back to the community, and you don't necessarily have any qualifications to put you on the cadre, but you think you still want to help the community, then submit a ticket to interview with us for the mentorship program. That's all I got.
Cool. Yeah. So Cobra's question, any more thoughts on comp team stuff in Bellum? So right now, the comp team is still a thing, right? We still have, that's not going away, right? We are currently, and this is the plan right now, it is subject to change. I stress this, subject to change. We're going to be holding quote unquote tryouts where once we get our community server, we have been selected by Astartes Industries for Bellum to be one of the first communities to have a community server that they're going to let us test early for them. Once we get that, we go to password protect it. We can set our own rules, and we're going to have TWS versus TWS scrimmages, and we're going to have the admin camera, all that stuff, and we're essentially going to have internal community events where we're playing against each other, and we're going to kind of identify people who are like, hey, I want to be a squad leader on the official comp team. Okay. And be like, all right, cool. So we'll set up the scrim up, and then those people, you have a sign up sheet, and then from there we will observe people as they play. And if you win, awesome, cool, great that you won. But what we're really looking forward to, what we're looking at, is your leadership abilities, or do you employ your role well? Right? Say you want to be a machine gunner, so you want to be a grenadier on the comp team. We're not looking for necessarily win rate. We're looking for, are you a team player? Do you work well with others? And do you shoot, move, and communicate effectively? That inherently should subjugate to a lot of wins. Okay. What else? Where do we get cool t-shirts? So my wife actually has all of the stuff to make the t-shirts. I don't know if any of you saw it. We've done a test t-shirt where it has like the Warfighting Society logo and like your Discord name. So mine has the TWS logo and then War Daddy underneath it, and then a big blown up TWS logo on the back. I'm gonna see if I can drop a picture here soon while I'm talking. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, let me see if I can find it. So the picture is dun, 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 dun. Holy cow, give me a second, guys. I have to go through my
Or are you just muted? I don't know if that was intentional.
You just dropped the pictures in the chat.
oh, y'all missed it. Okay, sorry. The t-shirt's very bare bones, super simple, nothing too crazy. However, I think that it is something worthwhile. Now, we have a raffle going. We'll get into that later. But if you guys are actually interested in this kind of stuff, we're going to start rolling this out for everybody. And it's not going to be like stupid expensive. We're going to make it like super cheap, just enough to cover the overhead and maybe a little bit extra to help cover with the server costs. What else? I hope that answers your question, Cobra. Just I'll put an announcement out later on. What are the questions we got? I'm looking at the side chat. Yeah, so Frenzied. So set up donation system help with server costs. So what we do is we have the server subscription option or the server product. So say you're like, hey, I don't want to subscribe to TWS, which is like a reoccurring transaction. I just want to give $3. You can just go buy a $3 product, and it gets you like a tag and what's it called? Specialized emoji. It's $3. You get a little something out of it, but nothing too crazy. Or you could subscribe, and there's different tiers for the subscriptions. You can go there and read it. I don't want to. The money thing, I'm very touchy about because I hate asking people for money, and I'm not asking you. It's just voluntarily. If you want to do it, cool. If you don't, still cool. But I do hear what you're saying, Frenzied Flame. I do hear what you're saying. Any chance on TWS hats, like bracelets? Yeah, we can get that going. That's easy. I think I know a guy that can do hats. I think a badass thing would be hats. I would wear that hats all the time. When will tryouts be for the comp Bellum team start? Okay, so for the comp stuff, as soon as we get the Bellum server, our private community Bellum server from Astartes Industries, I've talked to Karmacut directly about it. We're kicking it off instantaneously. Like, we are not waiting a single second after that. It's going straight into it. I know recently I have been active in the training space, medical training. Are people? Yeah. So if you're interested, Vector's one of the cadres for medical. He's an EMT, paramedic, one of the two. Again, drop a ticket. Vector and one of the other medical guys will get with you. Hat would be sick. Beanies in the fall. Would it be single roster villain comps? There's going to be multiple teams that'll be back and forth. We're going to have an EU team and we're going to have an NA team, right? And we're also going to have different strings and backups, right? So say you want to be a squad leader, like you really want to be a squad leader. You can sign up and try out for the squad leader, say 1-1, and two people are vying for the same spot. Whoever obviously comes out on top is going to be first string, and say he can't make it to a comp team, guess what? Next man in, or you follow in and you follow up into a different squad, like as a fire team leader, whatever. We are very flexible with this, right? It's not going to be like, hey, you tried out for squad leader, you're only squad leader at all times, and you can't be replaced, right? This is a meritocracy. Everything's based off merit. As long as you're doing good, cool, you're doing good, but you are replaceable. I'm replaceable. If I start failing as the owner of the Discord, guess what? The mods are going to come to me and say, hey, dude, you're failing as the owner of the Discord. I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm going to have to correct myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how we're going. Let me see. Okay. I think I'm going to play with the English. Challenge coins and patches. That would be pretty cool. Patches, easy. Challenge coins, I'll have to find a company. Karma Cut Bellum patch. Ooh, good one. Maybe. If you are Mill or Leo, it's the only way, or patches. How hardcore are the leadership tryouts? What kind of things do you need to know to be able to have a chance? So the biggest thing is you can know all of the tactics in the world, but if you suck as a people person, no one's going to want to follow you or listen to you. So first things first is going to be, can you communicate effectively in a way that will make people want to follow you, right? Do you get frustrated when something doesn't go the way you planned it to? And when you do get frustrated, if you do get frustrated, do you take it on others, or do you do self-reflection and work on it yourself? That's like one of the biggest things. And then obviously needing to know what you're doing as a leader tactically. I can find a place for challenge coins. Okay, Donkey, I'll hold you to that. Patches goaded. Founders get patches. Yep. Bellum. Bellum TTPs right now. Armory and Pilled. Different factions. Okay, so right now we only have. So we are obviously, most of us are NATO. Okay, I don't think anyone here does not live in a NATO country or a NATO aligned country. So we do NATO tactics. Now, when it comes to Al-Salam, I don't know if you've been to any of those, Vikram, but we've had multiple classes on guerrilla warfare and how to effectively use Al-Salam as that faction. So we do play Al-Salam a lot, actually. For those of you who ever played with me, when we play Al-Salam, we play in ways that people just they can't understand what's happening. Yep. How well you work under pressure? Question from Victor Lind about the non-NA people. How would it work for us to buy that stuff? And that's due to shipping being very expensive. So honestly, Victor Lind, we will cover the shipping costs. Don't worry about that. If you order it, I will personally cover the shipping costs. We will cover the shipping costs. Don't worry about it. We want you guys to be able to rep our merch. Don't worry about it. Hold me to that. Quote me. I don't care. We will cover the shipping costs. All right, Killer second PC. Question 1, is there any way to read doctrine, or is it session? No, you can read doctrines, absolutely. if you're looking for a place to learn or you want stuff, hit up any of the cadre and they will point you in that direction. We should probably get a channel actually. Oh, go to the tactics library, Killer Second PC. Go up to your channels and roles and make sure you have the tactics channel or category selected, and we have a bunch of doctrinal stuff in there for you to look at. Okay, Varseth, I like that. I like that, Varseth. Keep me in the loop with that, Varseth. If you have any test stuff you want to show me or any of the mods, I would definitely look into that. You are from Chroma Season. You mentioned there's things you can't talk about just yet, but can you share if there's any perspective plans, ideas that you're really excited down the road? We have some ideas floating around, and I don't think anyone even up here in this staff, and I think this is the first time they're hearing about it. But because you asked, I'll pull it out. We are in the works of working with content creators, big name content creators, to do like an event where they just play with us for an event, and we get like not a shout out on YouTube, but they just play with us in an event. We get exposure, and it showcases TWS as a community. There's other things where we're working on for some exclusivity for internal TWS stuff, not really external TWS, where it's like kind of how I talked about the scrims, the TWS versus TWS. So things of that nature, and prizes coming up. So like say we do a tournament, right? And you guys build a team. Say it's Ready or Not, right? You guys build a 5-man stack for Ready or Not vanilla, and we run a tournament. Winner gets a hat, a shirt, a bracelet, a coin, a patch, all for free. All the winners do, like stuff like that. Like we really want everyone to be involved and have a chance to be like, I am getting a tangible item for being essentially good at the stuff that we're trying to be good at, right? And I beat everybody, right? No participation trophies. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. It pays to be a winner. So that I hope that's second part of the question. Are there any plans for a community roadmap beyond desire? Yeah, so we're gonna roll out a more intensive roadmap. The problem with roadmaps, though, and I'm going to be honest with you up front, roadmaps, because of the speed at which we're growing, it's going to be constantly changing. And then the time needed to actually dedicate to getting a roadmap constantly updated versus just focusing on getting the things that are the meat of the roadmap happening. We can do a roadmap, but don't expect it to be updated 24/7. Does that make sense? Like we kind of just did a roadmap in this little QnA, but not like a super fancy one. But I get what you're coming at. Like we can get one for Chroma. Can I just play as AZ? Yeah, you can do AZ. No, there's again for people who just joined this server, there are no requirements besides being 18 years or older. Be a good person, have good character, and obviously your typical abide by Discord terms of service stuff. Never been in Guerrilla classes since I joined. Yeah, we actually have a few recorded, Vikram, from way back when. But if you guys are looking for more Seder and AZ classes, we'll start pumping those out. Some badass coins, Unity. Copy. Tactics lobby. Thank you. That'd be great exposure. It means more subs and views for me. 5 mails. Drewski shout out. Command Chief. Man, I gotta play with you guys and get out. Yep. Don't forget, we have games outside of Bellum, Reforger, and Squad. Just all you gotta do is do other games or looking to play, looking for group, whatever, and you guys can just get it going. Everything is so to change with the masses. Always want the moon on a stick. Can someone link? Yes. Okay. I'll drop some Varseth. All right, cool. What else we got?
War DMs when you get a chance.
Okay, it's looking like if you are a Bellum player, Karma Cuts QnA is going to start here in 2 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, drop them in the community chat. Community chat, we'll take a look at it. We'll read it through. If it's something very niche, very specific that requires a lot of nuance, make a ticket. Okay. But that's all I got for you guys. This is a great show out. We have 50 something people. Thank you guys for coming.